You can put that in a life policy. You could put it in a 529 plan. You can give it to her. You can buy her a pony. Grandpa, if you're short that year, you can spend it. But for the rest of your life, you're going to get a check a week before your granddaughter's birthday. But Grandpa, on the day that you die, that beautiful little 5-year-old granddaughter is going to get that birthday present from her favorite grandfather every year on her birthday for the rest of her life. You see, she's always going to remember your first and last name on that piece of paper. She won't remember the other 3, but your first and last name will be on there. And on the day that your granddaughter dies, your great-grandchildren, who you've never even met, they haven't been born, your great-grandchildren are going to get half of all the money you ever put in that account, and they're going to get it income tax free. You see, your great-grandchildren will always remember your first and last name. They won't have a clue as to who the other 7 are, but your name will be at the top of that list. Now, what is that? Is this a complicated plan? Remember, all your agents can do it. Is this complicated? Not really. You got a grandpa, 70 years old, $100,000 of money he says he doesn't even need. The joint annuitant is his 5-year-old granddaughter. It pays him $5,100 a year for the rest of his life. When he dies, it pays her $5,100 a year for the rest of her life. When she dies, it pays $50,000 to her children. Now, let me ask you a question. Would you have remembered a grandpa who gave you $5,100 a year every birthday for your whole life? Would you have been able to forget that grandpa? I don't think so. Would you remember a great-grandparent who gave you $50,000? You would never forget that great-grandparent. Is this complicated? It's a 1-page illustration. 70-year-old generous grandpa, 5-year-old favorite granddaughter, $100,000. I like to show round numbers. We do this as little as $10,000 per grandchild. Pays $5,100 a year for his life, $5,100 for her life. If she lives to be 100, which is fairly probable for a 5-year-old today, we will pay out $484,000. Plus, when she dies, an additional $50,000 income tax-free to her beneficiaries. Now, if we put in $100,000, we guarantee a death benefit of $50,000. What's the net amount at risk? $50,000. What's $5,000 a year on a net amount at risk of $50,000? It's over 10%. But what if Grandpa picked the 3% inflation factor? Well, then in that case, the first check would be $2,600. But when she's 20, it would be $4,000. When she's 65, it would be $18,000. It keeps growing by 3% every year. Now, if she lives to be 100, we will pay out nearly $1.4 million plus the $50,000 for a net payout of almost $1.5 million on a net amount at risk of $50,000. You don't think there are any grandparents out there who would like to leave their grandchildren at $1.5 million for a net amount at risk of $50,000? You just got to show it. I tell the agents, you don't have to sell it. You just got to show it. You just got to run 1-page illustration. It's all on 1 page. This is powerful stuff that any of your agents can write. Did you ever imagine that all these products have all of these uses?